The vintage bicycle that you've never heard of. That's this Granlund Club Racer, and it's the last of the breed of Granlund Custom Bicycles. It was built in 1989 and represents the final frame set that was built in Saginaw, Michigan between 1981 and 1992. The story is told in the third person so that I'm consistent with the other videos in this series. Granlund built his first frame in 1976 from what was termed a kit put together by Proteus, a College Park, Maryland frame building company that packaged tubing, dropouts, lugs, and other bits so that amateurs could build a bicycle frame set. What those people received was a set of Reynolds 531 butted tubing, Campagnolo dropouts, an English threaded bottom bracket, Prugnat lugs, a sloping cast iron fork crown, a small container of brazing flux, and a few lengths of brass brazing wire. Also included was a brief pamphlet providing an overview of how to build a top-of-the-line bicycle. Remember that there was no internet in 1976 and little in terms of support for how to accomplish the building of a well-crafted and rideable frame set from scratch. Armed with a brazing torch, a milling machine, a couple of plywood fixtures, and more than a little hubris, Granlund completed the inaugural frame set. Once assembled, the bottom bracket needed chasing, the crown needed facing, and the head tube needed reaming, all of which required specialized and expensive frame building equipment. Fortunately, a talented frame builder had a shop in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Matt Ossenmacher apprenticed at Bob Jackson Cycles in Leeds, England, under master frame builder Danny Foster, and was establishing a name for himself in America as a more than competent steel bicycle craftsman building bikes the old world way. Matt cleaned up the threads, faced the fork crown, and prepped the frame to be painted in a beautiful blue metallic. Bless his heart, he was not critical of the amateur frame, rather he offered suggestions for any future efforts. That original bike served the owner well for 18 years and for thousands of touring miles. That was Granlund's first taste of bicycle frame building. 3 years later, he set up his own frame building shop in Saginaw using oxyacetylene for brazing, professionally designed frame and fork jigs, a variety of brand new files, and a full set of finely crafted Campagnolo frame tools. Word spread in the cycling community, and local cyclists came out of curiosity to see what a handcrafted frame looked like. Some were impressed, others thought that the $150 base price tag for a hand-built frame by an unknown was excessive. But he possessed the skills to braze on fittings, fix damaged frames, build non-standard cycles to order, and, over the next 10 years, he filled orders for recumbents, bicycles, tandems, trikes, and early mountain bikes. He designed and built a lightweight custom frame set for a 7-foot-tall cyclist, and he built a triplet, or bicycle built for three, for the father of twin daughters. His frames typically used Reynolds 531, Columbus DB, True Temper, or other 4130 chrome moly tubing. Eventually, he built frames with investment cast Henry James crowns and lugs, and mountain bikes and tandems with no lugs at all, just flowing, filleted brass joints. The painting was always done by Tim Apsey, an accomplished local painter, exclusively applying multiple coats of rich and durable DuPont Imron paint. This final build was made using Columbus tubes, fork, and stays. The vertical dropouts are Campagnolo, but the brand names of the bottom bracket, lugs, and fork crown are long forgotten. The components on this restoration were selected in an effort to make them period correct. The crankset, headset, derailleurs, shift levers, pedals, and brakes are a mix of Campagnolo branded products. The handlebar is a 3T product, the stem is Cinelli, and the brake levers are Modolos. The wheel set, seat post, and saddle are generic products selected to provide an aesthetically pleasing color combination. If you are able to better identify the actual components, please put that information in the comments. By 1992, the focus on new bicycle frames turned from steel to aluminum, titanium, and composites, and the demand for steel frames all but evaporated. Granlund continued to perform frame repairs and paint prep between 1989 and 1992, but the demand for steel frame bicycles was drying up. Currently, there's renewed interest in steel frames as artifacts, but the technology has largely been relegated to the dustbin of history.